Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces. Another beautiful Sunday morning to be together. I'm Sarah Benson. This is my husband, Doug. We're going to start you with a couple of songs. I invite you to stand if that's comfortable.
There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only one. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. Joy, 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 joy together, together in joy. Joy, 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 joy together, together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace.
Ooh.
The walk across the country. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning to everyone. I'm Doug Benson, and I'm so glad to see all of you here today. We welcome you to the Center of Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces, where our vision is a world in loving partnership for the good of all. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. A special welcome to anyone visiting us for the first time today. We're so happy you're here. Be sure to stop by at the table in the social hall and pick up a welcome bag. Inside, you'll find a bit more about who we are. A bookstore gift certificate, and a form where you can leave your email if you'd like to receive our weekly newsletter. It's a great way to stay connected and get involved. We also want to say hello to everyone joining us online. Hello there. It's wonderful to have you with us as well. And just a reminder, be sure to read the newsletter for all the details on what's coming up. We have a few announcements this morning. Thank you to all those who attended our annual meeting in Potluck last week. It was a big success. Our board has voted to keep all officer positions in place. President is Deborah Taylor Russell. Vice President and practitioner is Beth Leary. I saw Beth somewhere here. Oh, there she is over there, okay. Treasurer is Carrie Porter Brace, and Secretary is Bridget Austin, and Member at Large is Will Kilroy. Thank you for the service to our community. We know this is going to be a great year, and we've seen what they've done in this past year as well, and we're very thankful for everything they've done. We're still looking for a few friendly folks to help run Zoom on Sunday mornings. It's easier than you think, and we'll show you how to do it. If you're curious or interested, chat with Bob, who's here with us today, after the service to learn more about it, if you'd like. And then come join us in the sanctuary on Saturday mornings for a Course in Miracles group. My talented and brilliant wife, sitting over there at the piano, facilitates this meeting. It's relaxed, open-hearted space where we explore spiritual ideas, support one another, and practice seeing the world through love. So whether you're new or experienced, you're warmly welcome, just as you are, to come and join the Course in Miracles. We believe in the power of prayer, what we call spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. If you have something on your heart, we invite you to fill out a prayer request card, which you'll find in the seat back pockets. You can place your completed card in the prayer box at the back of the sanctuary, in the offering plate, or on the way out, or submit a request anytime through the prayer request button on our website at csl.lascruces.org. Our dedicated prayer team, made up of ministers and practitioners from all 4 local New Thought communities, will hold your request in loving prayer. Also, if you'd like a brief one-on-one prayer today after our service, practitioners wearing turquoise stoles, I think Beth and Bob, are you available? Okay. And Yvette, okay. Are available around the room, and they'll pray with you. And don't forget to fill out a gratitude card too. We love celebrating all that's going well in your life. And now it's time for song, silence, and prayer.
One people living in one planet, joining in one family, we all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family, we all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family, we all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family, we
Spirit, you are absolute and infinite in being. There's no lack or limitation in the awareness of who you are as light, love, and beauty. Your divine presence surrounds and is in everything. Life unfolds from you in perfect divine order. I know that this pattern of perfection is at the center of my being. I exist because your spirit has sought to individualize itself in and through me as you. I see through all physical and mental obstructions to this one perfect presence that is within me. And so it is. Our reading today is from our parent CSL organization. Is that what you call it? Okay. Our global vision for Centers for Spiritual Living. We envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. We see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other, a world which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought. A world where each and every person discovers their own personal power and ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone. We envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life. A world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. We envision a world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience in every area of the political, corporate, academic, and social sectors, providing sustainable structures to further the emerging global consciousness. We envision a world where each and every person has enough food, a home, a sense of belonging, a world of peace and harmony, enfranchisement and justice. We envision a world in which resources are valued, cared for, and grown, and where there is generous and continuous sharing of these resources. We envision a worldwide culture in which forgiveness, whether for errors, injustices, or debts, is the norm. We envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation.
All right, Doug Adams is here to do our special music, so give him a uproarious welcome.
I'd like to do a song that was inspired by words of Ella Baker. It says, "Give light, and people will find a way. Give light, and people will find a way. Give light, and people will find a way. Give light, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe." Be nice if you sang it along with me. Let's sing one now. Teach peace, and people will find a way. Teach peace, and people will find a way. Teach peace, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. Stand together, and people will find a way. Stand together, and people will find a way. Stand together, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. Sing out, and people will find a way. Sing out, people will find a way. Sing out, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. Let's just sing ooh, 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 So when I was learning this song, I had a vision of what does it mean? What does it mean? And I had a vision of all these people, millions of people that were lost in the darkness. And so what do? Well, we know that each one of us carries a little bit of light with us. So if you just shine that light, then maybe you won't be lost in the darkness. And if you shine it, maybe somebody next to you won't be lost either. Shine it like a flashlight. And she said, give light, and people will find a way. Like a flashlight. Give light, and people will find a way. Like a flashlight. Give a light, like a candle. People will find a way. The people will find a way, I do believe. People will find a way, I do believe.
Doug, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Another round of applause, please. Beautiful song. Beautiful. And you share it so warmly. It's wonderful. Hi, I don't have anything. Good morning, everyone. My name is Yvette Trujillo. Good morning. I am a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces. Where am I? And I am also your Associate Director of Spiritual Operations, and it's my honor to be with you this morning. An update on me, just real quick, is that today was my first wake up in our new house here in Las Cruces. So, yay! We moved in yesterday, which is an exaggeration. Our stuff is in the house. Our stuff is, and the movers kept saying, wow, you had a lot of boxes. That's just one of the things I noticed. You had a lot of boxes. And I noticed it too when I was packing them all. I did notice it. This month, we've been talking about raising our voices, about using our voices. And the title of my talk today is Quiet to Courage, Awakening Liberation Through Truth-Telling. I have to say that truth-telling has been a challenge in my life, and one of the most significant challenges that I have faced with regard to feeling like I am integrated. Oftentimes, I don't necessarily lie, but I don't share the whole truth, and that has a cost. So we really want to look at today the way that we can awaken ourselves, integrate ourselves, and by extension, our world, by telling the truth. And hopefully I'm not alone in that experience, but if you're not, you can just take a little nap. I found an affirmation for myself that I wanted to share with you. I break the chains of silence with courage. My voice empowers myself and others to live free. And as Doug read so beautifully, all of those statements that reflect what we are, what we believe, what we aspire to be as parts of this philosophy, right? This is what Ernest Holmes taught. And this is how, as we grow and evolve as a community, as a spiritual community, how those thoughts and ideas are coming into this present moment, how we are really seeking to have a world that works for all, for everyone and everything. And so this is kind of the guts of where this came from for me, is really looking back at what our roots are, who we are, and what we hold a vision for. This world that works for everyone, not just the folks we like, not just the parts that look pretty to us or that match our value system, but a world that works for everyone and for all. So I wanted to share with you, first of all, an experience that I had. So when I first found Centers for Spiritual Living, which weren't yet called Centers for Spiritual Living, when I first found Science of Mind, I was lit up. I was so lit up. I was so excited about the information. I was cautious also, because I was like, I grew up in a different tradition. What are you saying? But there was something in me that really resonated with what I was learning, what was being shared with me from the pulpit, what I was studying in my classes. And I finally felt like a part of me that had always known the truth had found its home. And I was so excited. And I remember specifically when I learned that I was not a victim. That one piece really transformed my life, when I could embrace the idea that I was not a victim, that I was at choice. Even when things happened that I didn't like, I was at choice in how I responded to them and the way that I experienced it after things had happened, or sometimes in the middle, right? It's a challenging concept. It was for me. That for me was really powerful. And I wanted to share with the people, especially those that meant the most to me. But I was raised Catholic, and my father was a very vocal atheist, is a vocal atheist. And when I began to share what I was learning and what I was understanding about myself, I was met not with curiosity. I was met not with celebration of this light that had been lit within me, these discoverings that I was making, but I was met with judgment and downright unkindness. Some of my family believed that I had joined a cult, and others just projected a lot of shame. Now, we are all following the same thing, so depending on where you come from, you might have had a similar experience to that. And I remember when I came into my home, I lived in Seattle, I moved away, and I was kind of having these experiences but not sharing too much, and I came home, it's like, oh my gosh, My beloved family, I have to tell you, something has come alive in me. I have learned so much about myself, and I am engaging with the world in different ways. And I remember their response to me made me feel like I was shunned. And like somehow I was no longer part of the tribe. That I had turned against them in some fundamental way. And I know at the same time, and this was a long time ago, but I remember feeling ashamed. I remember feeling ashamed, and it wasn't because I doubted what I was learning, but because the people I loved didn't see or understand what was changing in me. And there were parts of me that still were wondering, right? Oh, Jesus Christ isn't my only way? And the way to where? And if I don't do it, where am I going? Right? Like all of the ideas, if this is your first time, I apologize. We don't believe in heaven or hell that's somewhere away from here. It's right here and right now. So when I felt that shame, both of somehow rejecting the thing that I have been born with and feeling as if I had rejected my family by the way that they engaged with me. It wasn't just that I had found something new that helped me feel more alive and engage with the world differently. I had rejected them. I had turned my back on them. And so I was no longer a part of things. And when you have this happening in your core family, there was that degree of shame that I experienced. And so I stopped talking about it. I stopped sharing with them the experiences that were happening to me. I avoided the topic. And I kept the most transformative part of my life quiet. And even though it may have helped me avoid conflict in my family, my silence also created distance. Right? These were my brothers. These are my parents, my godparents, my closest family members. But because I was not sharing with them, there was a distance that got created, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. My family didn't trust what they didn't understand, and I didn't trust them with what was sacred for me. Now, it's completely understandable that I would do that. But the silence came at a cost. My silence, because they didn't agree with me, came at a cost. And that's what I want to explore with you today. Not just the silence in our lives, but the courage it takes to speak. This is the place where I have the most challenge, is finding myself in a situation or in a conversation or with particular people, and I can't find the courage to speak. And the exploration beyond that is what happens and what's possible when we do find the courage. Have you ever, my handwriting, my sweet little pumpkin self. Have you ever stayed quiet about something deeply important to you? Have you ever hidden parts of yourself, your creativity, your grief, your needs from others? Can you feel that? Like, if it's not currently, if it's in the past, remember what it felt like to hide an essential aspect of yourself from other people, especially those that you care about and that you hope care about you. Maybe you've softened your truth to keep the peace. I remember in my family when there was a lot of arguing going on. And I'm very vocal, and I have very strong opinions, very opinionated. But I remember that I learned eventually, and my mom would probably say, you didn't learn this, Yvette, but I did learn to soften my truth in order to maintain peace. Or perhaps you've kept your identity in the shadows to avoid being labeled or dismissed. There's so many parts of ourselves that we can hide away. There's so many, we're so diverse. And we engage in a world that's so diverse and has so many aspects to it. And when we walk into certain places, boy, we've got, for many of us, we have the radar on. Is this a safe place for me? I have it. I grew up here. I came out as a lesbian here. And I remember when I first lived here as a young woman, it was not safe. There were shootings at the gay bar, outside in the parking lot. People were getting beat up. They said, oh, every once in a while. No, not every once in a while. It didn't feel safe. So when I began to come back, I went to Seattle, and they're like, hey, pride flags everywhere. It was great. When I came back, I began to feel things shifting. But there's always, I just went to Chicago, and what a wonderful city Chicago is. But I have to tell you, the minute that my wife reaches for my hand, there's a, is this okay? Should I hide myself away? Should I pass? I'm a passing person, which means I pass as straight. Should I lean into that privilege that I have in order to maintain my safety? Silence myself. Should I silence myself in order to appease and keep the peace? There are lots of aspects to ourselves. Our need for rest or support. Might you keep that quiet because you don't want to look vulnerable? You don't want to look weak? Because it's hard to ask for help? Do you hide your pain or make it quieter, or your joy or your dreams? Your cultural roots? Gender identity? Or who we love? Might we hide that? And it's often not because we're trying to lie. It's because we're trying to belong. I know that this happens most of all when we're young. I remember in high school all the time trying to figure out, oh, I think that person's really cute. Really? I can't believe it. They're so dumb. They're so, oh, no, I don't think they're very cute. I really like mathletes. Ooh, that's the stupidest thing you could ever, I want to be a flag girl. Really? So I would say something, and I would take the temperature of the world, the room that I was in, and then adjust myself according to what the response was, according to whether I would then belong in that space if I continued down that vein. Would I continue to belong? We silence and adjust ourselves because we're trying to belong, but silence doesn't create belonging. Silence creates separation. And even though it feels like we're protecting ourselves, that protection often comes at the price of our wholeness. So I have a quote for you from the wonderful Science of Mind magazine. This is a treasure trove of information. It is for sale in the bookstore. You can get a subscription of it. You can buy someone else's subscription. This follows along with our themes that we talk about every month. And so if you want to get a leg up on what we're talking about up here, that's my infomercial. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Silence may seem like a shelter, but it's actually a cage. When we don't speak our truth, we start to fracture from ourselves. When we don't speak our truth, we fracture. We become less authentically ourselves. We are not, I'm just imagining like just walking around as a split fractured person, how unbalanced life would feel, how wonky everything that I engaged with would feel if I'm not being true to myself. We feel unseen, unheard, unknown, even in the presence of others, even in the presence of others that we love and those that we believe that we belong with. And it's not just our internal cost. Silence, our silence, not sharing ourselves, not sharing our truth with others, impacts our relationships. It erodes trust. You're not showing up as yourself. Who are they engaging with? A made-up version of you that is more palatable, you think, to them. Now, sometimes they do tell you also, this would be more palatable. Please fall in line. But when you are in relationship with people and you are not sharing with them your truth, this impacts your relationships. It erodes them. And it keeps people guessing who we are. It creates misunderstandings and missed opportunities for connection. So if we're being a fraction of ourselves or a fractured self with other people, they don't really know who they are engaging with. And oftentimes, neither do we. Who are you engaging with? Who am I really? What do I really believe? How would I express myself? What are the deepest feelings that I have about this? Who is my true self that is not being invited into this space? And where do I leave her? Where have I left her? And even though it feels like we're protecting ourselves, that protection often comes at that price of our wholeness, right? That whole aspect of ourselves. We need to remember the cost. Silence impacts all of these connections that we have. But it's not just personal. The same fear that keeps us quiet around the dinner table also shows up when we witness injustice. That same fractured experience that we have within ourselves when we don't show up fully, when we don't say the full truth, when we say the half-truth because it's more palatable. It's the same experience when we're talking about the wider world. And when we stay silent in the face of harm, whether it's racism, homophobia, environmental destruction, let me make this personal. Whether it's racism, I'm an ethnic minority. Whether it's homophobia, I am a part of the LGBTQIA+ community. Whether it is environmental destruction, this is my planet. This is my home. Or cruelty of any kind. You are all my brothers and sisters. You are all my siblings. When we stay silent in the face of that harm, our silence doesn't protect us. It protects the systems that cause the harm. And that is the same thing that we're doing to ourselves. So let's make sure that we bring these two together, because it sometimes can be easy to say, this is here and this is here. These are truths for ourselves, our split and fractured selves that don't show up fully. We harm ourselves and we harm the people that we love. And we don't actually show up fully with each other. When we do that in the global scheme, in that scheme of relationships to one another, that same thing happens. That split that you could feel, I heard it in the room. Oh, it's the same. And I don't say this to shame anyone. I say it because I've been there. And I am there now. in this world. We all are. There's a lot of stuff going on. And it's hard. And we feel somehow like we're on separate teams and separate camps. We are on the same team. We are all one. We are all expressions of that one divine presence, God. There's an idea that we are separate, but we are not. And to stand up and to speak, to remember that connection that we fundamentally are, is critical to our joy, to our belonging, to our self-expression, to our wholeness. It is fundamental. Not just humans, my friends, not just those who agree with us, but all beings, being truth tellers for the sake of all beings. This is a big vision. All those things that Doug read this morning, right? It's a big vision. And that means, because if we truly believe in oneness, then we must speak up when any part of the one is being diminished, excluded, or harmed. When any part of the one, we must speak up. That means advocating for people, yes, but also for animals, for the earth, for the systems and voices that have been silenced. Our silence keeps things comfortable. I will acknowledge that. I know that. It keeps me comfortable in a space where something is going on, where something is being said. There is an aspect of that feels, there's comfort there. But our voice, spoken from the heart, can help create the world that we long for. We, with our voice, help to create the world that we long for. If you're feeling like you don't know what to do right now, we, with our voice, help to create the world that we long for. That's the spiritual call. Not to be loud, but to be loving. Not to be perfect, but to be present. Not to speak for others, but to speak with integrity and truth and care. That is how we live our teaching. Not just in prayer, but in practice. So, what can we do? Oh wait, Ernest Holmes. I got excited and I forgot my second quote. No, second quote's here. Vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. It requires us to be present and engage with others in a meaningful way, which is crucial for conflict resolution. Brené Brown from Daring Greatly. What becomes possible when we break our silence and speak with love and truth and courage? What becomes possible? It takes courage, my friends. I'm not saying that this is a cakewalk. I struggle with this today on issues that impact me today. On issues that impact my family members, my friends, my extended circle of people. And I have trouble mustering up the courage to say something, to show up in a certain way, because I'm scared. It takes courage, which requires vulnerability, which is challenging. I'm not saying you got to jump in, like dive into the water or anything like that. But let's just begin to have the conversation about what that might look like. So why do we stay quiet? Because we're scared. Sometimes. Because we're afraid of being judged, rejected, labeled, and misunderstood. Sometimes it's fatigue. feel the fatigue in particular these last few weeks. We're tired of the fight, and we don't want to upset anyone anymore. And at times it's confusion. We don't know what to say, or we're afraid of saying the wrong thing, and all of this is so human. But here's what I've learned. We don't have to have the perfect words. We just need a willingness to show up. We don't have to have the perfect words, just a willingness to show up. And oftentimes it's just the showing up. It's just the willingness that really makes a profound difference and a profound impact. All right, now, Ernest. Does this thing I wish to do express more life, more happiness, more peace to myself, and at the same time harm no one? If it does, it is right. It is not selfish. At Centers for Spiritual Living, we say we envision a world that works for everyone and for all creation, not just humans, not just those who agree with us, but all beings. It's good to remember that. All of us. So what can we do? Affirm your voice. Start small. Starting small is really important. I know when I tried to jump in, I'd get scared and I run away with my little chihuahua, who caught the big dog and like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And that's me. When I jump in too fast, now you might be it's cold, just get it over with. That's fine. But know yourself. Start small. Say it to yourself every day. My voice is sacred. My truth matters. My voice is sacred. My truth matters. Say it to yourself every day. Practice spiritual grounding. Use spiritual mind treatment. We're always kind of coming back to this, y'all. We are a spiritual organization living in this world of humans and conflict and distinction and opposites and up and down and cold and hot. Where do we come back to? We come back to our spiritual grounding. Use treatment, meditation, and sacred listening to anchor your truth in divine wisdom. Create safe space. Be the kind of presence where others feel safe to speak. That doesn't mean you have to say something, but you be the space where others feel safe to speak, and seek those spaces for yourself too. Speak up in small moments, whether it's correcting a stereotype, sharing your story no matter how much your voice shakes, or simply saying, that's not okay. Your voice matters. And be gentle and keep going. Speaking your truth is a practice, not a performance. Speaking your truth is a practice, not a performance. Some days are harder than others, but every act of truth-telling brings more light. So, beloveds, let's be clear. I want to be clear. I am not making a call for activists in the way the world defines it. You can do that. But that's not the specific thing that I'm talking about today. This is a call to be truth tellers. To stop hiding the parts of ourselves that are most sacred. To stop waiting for someone else to say what our hearts are already whispering. Your voice is not too much. Your truth is not too late. Let us be the ones who speak with compassion, who create belonging through truth, and who live the vision of a world that works for everyone and for all creation. Be the ones. Not through shouting, but through showing up. Not through fear, but through love. Let us rise together from the quiet of courage, and may our voices lead the way. Namaste. And I'm inviting Reverend Bonnie up to do our treatment.
And that on the backs of having moved. I don't know how she does it. So let's just breathe in and take in that awareness, seeking within the Spirit that wants to speak through us, listen through us, express through us. Connecting in, knowing that we are one with that. In whatever way we're being called to show up in this world, to shine our light, to be that light, knowing that not only will they find their way, but so will we. And so I give thanks for this opportunity to be inspired by the words of Yvette, the songs that have been sung, and the presence of everyone here today, and those online and those that watch these words later. We are grateful to have each other to walk this path together, even if we might not always agree 100% with those in this room around us. We are one. And we're grateful for that awareness, for the place and the ability to speak our truth, and for the support that comes from the love in this space and beyond. And so again, I just give thanks. I release these words and allow ourselves to step more fully into that greater truth, knowing that as we lift our voices, we bring light into the world. And so it is.
I've got a pretty new song for you. This is one I wrote fairly recently. And it's called Wisdom. I carried this around with me for a long time. Back in around the turn of the millennium, I was really involved in protesting, being active in protesting the attack on Iraq, the war on Iraq, and on the sanctions that went before that. And when they were gearing up for that second attack on Iraq, I was playing at protests in the Bay Area. I played at one in Berkeley, and there was a lot of people there, and there was a preacher there from a church in Oakland, and she was full of spirit. She was telling it. And some guy walked in front of the stage, dressed all in black, carrying some kind of a sign, and he yelled out, "God bless George Bush." And without missing a beat, she said, "God bless George Bush. God bless George Bush with wisdom and with love." And that stuck in my mind, and it showed up in this very new song. God blessed us with wisdom. God blessed us with love. Taught us how to harmonize with music from above. Taught us how to step in time in this dance below. Shine the light upon our path everywhere we go. Blessed us with compassion. God blessed us with grace. Taught us to be kind at home and every other place. Courage to get through this day and also through the night. Blessed us with a love of peace and strength to know what's right. cannot turn the tide, but the tide will turn and turn and turn. I can help mend bridges that have burned. I call on all the teachings that I ever learned. I cannot turn the tide, but the tide will turn. And as we roll on down this road, moving through our days, grateful for the teachings, the blessings we've learned along our way. Every breath I take, each new day break, each friend I've ever known, and every time the rain comes down and then a rainbow shone. God blessed us with wisdom. God blessed us with love. Taught us how to harmonize with music from above. Taught us how to step in time in this dance below. Shine the light upon our path everywhere we go. Oh, everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. Sing it with me now. Everywhere we go. Oh, everywhere we go. Oh, everywhere we go. Now just keep doing that. Everywhere we go. And somebody who has a higher voice, shine the light. Shine the light. We go. The light. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. Thank you. Thank you.
You all sound gorgeous. That's fabulous. Thank you so much, Doug, for bringing your music.
Thank you for the voices.
Yeah, that was nice. Very nice. And thank you once again, Yvette, for your message, for speaking to us today. Despite all of the changes in your life, we are grateful so much. Let's just thank everybody one more time. Thank you so much. So now is that time when we consider giving back to this place that we create as a safe space for you all to speak your mind, your voices, to lift those up, to practice sharing with each other as you take it out into the world. And 10% of everything that comes through this center is shared this month with El Caldito, and that is a non-profit organization serving the Las Cruces community by providing free, nutritious meals to anyone in need. They're powered by volunteers and community support. They offer care, dignity, and nourishment every day of the week. And so we're grateful to share 10% of all that comes through for us out to El Caldito this month. And so now please take your offering or just bless the plate itself by saying just hold on, y'all, we're going to say our blessing first. Ready? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, in me. Now we can pass the plate. Please add your blessing and we'll sing I Am So Blessed.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So take that feeling of blessing out with you, share it, shine your light, and we just know that all that moves through this center, be it in the form of support, financially, spiritually, treasure, time, talent, it is all supporting this amazing movement that we have, bringing greater peace and love into the world. And so we're grateful, and so it is. Thank you. And we're going to do our closing song, so stand if you are able, and I'll get the tambourine.
Oh, yay. This is in C, Doug.
Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Step out and take a chance. Walk the talk, join the dance. Relax, enjoy the ride. Let kindness be your guide. You gotta go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. One voice, one hand, one heart. Wanna change, make a start. We're one big family. What's good for you is good for me. Come on and go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine.
Have a great week. See you next week.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Doug. That's a beautiful song.
Anytime.